What's up, good people? Thank you for tuning in. In this video, you'll learn how to save money and pay down debt at the same time. So stay tuned. What's up, First Gen fam? This is First Generational Wealth Building, where we help you transform your money mindset, your money habits, and your money beliefs. I'm your host, ASHONZAY, aka Zay. In today's episode, I'm going to teach you how to save money and pay down debt at the same time. Because I know this was something I struggled with on my journey early on, deciding on should I be focusing on paying debt or should I be saving money? And I believe you can actually do both. Now, before I jump into the goods, do me a favor, please press that subscribe button, like this video so we can get this to other first generational wealth builders, and it will be greatly appreciated. Now, without further ado, let's jump right into it. All right, fam, so the first thing you want to do when it comes to paying down debt and saving at the same time is start by at least paying the minimum payments that your debts require. Now, I'm going to tell you why just the minimum in later on in the video, but the main thing is that you don't want to damage your credit score by not paying your obligations at all. You know, like that's just going to be damaging. Like your credit score is going to go down, your payment history is going to look bad. That's not what you want to happen. As well as you don't want any late fees or anything like that. So start by at least paying the minimum payments that are required, right? Now, at the same time, as you're making these minimum payments, what you're going to do is you're going to start using any surplus or disposable income to build your emergency fund. Now, we talked about this in my video, 7 tips to go from surviving to thriving, about what's important about your emergency fund and why you need one. So I don't want to go too in depth, but building your emergency fund is going to help you from incurring new debt. And when you're paying off debt and trying to save, that's very critical. So definitely use that surplus income to build that emergency fund. And you want to try to build it as fast as you can, because the plan is, the plan is you want to build that quick so you can start using that surplus and disposable income to start attacking your debt more aggressively, right? And so that gets me to the third part, which is once that emergency fund is built, then you want to start using that disposable income to start attacking your debt aggressively. Now, when it comes to attacking your debt aggressively, the method that I recommend is using the Snowball Method. And if you aren't familiar with the Snowball Method, let me give you a quick rundown. So what you do is you take your list of debts or your liabilities and you list them from smallest to largest by total amount. And then you start paying off that smallest one first. So you'll continue to make the minimum payments on all the higher ones, but that smaller debt, you'll make that minimum payment as well as anything, above that you can. So all that surplus income that you have, you want to put as much as that towards that smallest debt to get that knocked out, right? Then once you got that one paid off, what you'll do is you'll take that minimum payment that was required on that smallest and roll it into the next one. And you'll start putting, again, that surplus or disposable income towards that next one. And eventually, it's going to create this snowball effect. And once you get to your larger ones that are at the bottom, you're going to have this big lump sum payment that you're able to make. And this is where that trade-off of saving and paying down debt comes into play, because I feel like at this point, you could take a step back and you can reevaluate your snowball strategy. So for example, let's say that you've built your snowball up to $500. You could easily continue to pay $300 towards your debts and use $200 to build another savings account that you might want to use for investing, or to start increasing that emergency fund that you have. And this is how you can pay down debt and save at the same time. Now, if you do take this approach, I do want to let you know that you will extend your debt payoff date or your debt payoff journey. You'll extend it into the future, because you're not going to be, what as some people say, gazelle intense when it comes to paying off your debt, because you're not putting as much as you could towards your debt because you're putting some towards savings. Now, if savings is important to you, and you don't mind extending your debt payoff journey, well, then this is the strategy for you. So give you an example, in 2019, my wife and I, we used this strategy and we were able to not only save about $12,000 in our emergency fund, we were able to pay off $32,000 in debt, as well as some other big accomplishments like cash flow on our wedding and saving for the down payment on our home. So this strategy does work. So just a quick recap. What you're gonna do is you start by paying just the minimum requirements that are due. And at the same time, you'll be building your emergency fund. Once your emergency fund is fully funded, you're gonna start taking that surplus and attacking your debt aggressively using the snowball method. Once your snowball has gotten to a sizable amount, you take a step back and evaluate how much of that do you wanna continue to use for your snowball, and then how much do you wanna put towards savings. And that's how you're gonna be able to save and pay down debt at the same time, guys. So I hope that answers the question of how do you save and pay down debt at the same time. If you have any questions or need any clarifications, please just drop a comment and I'll be sure to get back with you. In the meantime, guys, next week I got a video for how you can improve your financial IQ. So until next week, stay blessed and peace out.